They lose the day in expectation of the night, and the night in fear of the dawn. Only time can heal what reason cannot. Putting things off is the biggest waste of life. It snatches away each day as it comes and denies us the present by promising the future. Enjoy present pleasures in such a way as not to injure future ones. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. The sun also shines on the wicked. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Often a very old man has no other proof of his long life than his age. Life is long if you know how to use it. While we wait for life, life passes. But life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. It's not because things are difficult that we dare not venture. It's because we dare not venture that they are difficult. You should live in such a way that there is nothing which you could not as easily tell your enemy as keep to yourself. The part of life we really live is small, for all the rest of existence is not life, but merely time. It is more civilized to make fun of life than to bewail it. The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. Whatever can happen at any time can happen today. Of this one thing, make sure against your dying day that your faults die before you do. To be always fortunate and to pass through life with a soul that has never known sorrow is to be ignorant of one half of nature. It is quality rather than quantity that matters. Light griefs are loquacious, but the great are dumb. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. The willing, destiny guides them. The unwilling, destiny drags them. The difficulty comes from our lack of confidence. What really ruins our character is the fact that none of us looks back over his life. Men do not care how nobly they live, but only for how long. Although it is within the reach of every man to live nobly, but within no man's power to live long. All things that are still to come lie in uncertainty. Live straight away. While the fates permit, live happily. Life speeds on with a hurried step, and with winged days, the wheel of the headlong year is turned. It takes the whole of life to learn how to live, and what will perhaps make you wonder more, it takes the whole of life to learn how to die. While we are postponing, life speeds by. The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. You are arranging what is in fortune's control and abandoning what lies in yours. Hurry up and live. How many are quite unworthy to see the light, and yet the day dawns? So it is we are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied, but wasteful of it. It's not years nor days, but the mind that determines that we've lived enough. Nothing is ours except time. The time of the actual enjoyment is short and swift, and made much shorter through their own fault, for they dash from one pleasure to another and cannot stay steady in one desire. It is not what you endure that matters, but how you endure it. It is uncertain where death will await you, expected everywhere. Philosophy teaches us to act, not to speak. Regard a friend as loyal, and you will make him loyal. To love, then, is only in the power of the wise. What progress, you ask, have I made? I have begun to be a friend to myself. Love sometimes injures. Friendship always benefits. After friendship is formed, you must trust, but before that you must judge. When a person spends all his time in foreign travel, he ends by having many acquaintances, but no friends. Possession of a friend should be with the spirit. The spirit's never absent. It sees daily whoever it likes. Conversation has a kind of charm about it, an insinuating and insidious something that elicits secrets just like love or liquor. A gift consists not in what is done or given, but in the intention of the giver or doer. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. To wish to be well is a part of becoming well. Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. He who spares the wicked injures the good. Nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. The other side shall be heard as well. We cease to be so angry once we cease to be so hopeful. There is no enjoying the possession of anything valuable unless one has someone to share it with. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. A woman is not beautiful when her ankle or arm wins compliments, but when her total appearance diverts admiration from the individual parts of her body. Let us say what we feel and feel what we say. Let speech harmonize with life. People who know no self-restraint lead stormy and disordered lives, passing their time in a state of fear commensurate with the injuries they do to others, never able to relax. We are members of one great body, planted by nature. We must consider that we were born for the good of the whole. Throw aside all hindrances and give up your time to attain a sound mind. One hand washes the other. Oh, how many noble deeds of women are lost in obscurity. Desultory reading is delightful, but to be beneficial, our reading must be carefully directed. Soft living imposes on us the penalty of debility. We cease to be able to do the things we've long been grudging about doing. As often as I have been amongst men, I have returned less a man. It is the quality of a great soul to scorn great things and to prefer that which is ordinary rather than that which is too great. It is sweet to draw the world down with you when you are perishing. Sorrowers tend to avoid what they are most fond of and try to give vent to their grief. A family formed by crime must be broken by more crime. The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not. No man was ever wise by chance. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary. I shall never be ashamed of citing a bad author if the line is good. Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power. If you live in harmony with nature, you will never be poor. If you live according to what others think, you will never be rich. Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool. A sword never kills anybody. It is a tool in the killer's hand. Leisure without books is death, and burial of a man alive. We learn not in school, but in life. There is no genius without a touch of madness. I am not born for one corner. The whole world is my native land. It is difficult to bring people to goodness with lessons, but it is easy to do so by example. Fire tests gold, suffering tests brave men. Withdraw into yourself as far as you can. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Limiting one's desires actually helps to cure one of fear. Cease to hope, and you will cease to fear. Nothing is burdensome if taken lightly, and nothing need arouse one's irritation so long as one doesn't make it bigger than it is by getting irritated. To win true freedom, you must be a slave to philosophy.